I feel like if you're unfamiliar with the concept of homeschooling, I hope the main takeaway here is not that like I stop Bailey from reading and learning.
Good morning, everyone. I'm about to give Rue her breakfast, and I wanted to show you a cool new thing that she uses. It's this, it's like a puzzle. So there's little holes on here and this can roll. And if she rolls it, treats and kibble come out of here into here, and then she eats it up. She really likes this thing. Let's see how she does this morning. Oh, camera distraction. Good girl. Delicious.
We are on the way to my chiropractor visit, which I'm doing twice a week now. I will be 37 weeks pregnant tomorrow, so I'm feeling it. It's hard for me to move much, but the chiropractor really helps. And if you've been watching our channel for a while, you might know that I'm a huge advocate for getting chiropractic care in pregnancy, particularly prenatal chiropractic with a gentle chiropractor. Honestly, a lot of what I get at my appointments are just like very directed massages. So he has this like massage tool and he knows exactly where to place it. And then I feel like chiropractors have this reputation for like twisting and cracking and all that. And mine doesn't do that. Like that's not what the process is. So if you're scared of chiropractic or you've heard things like that, I'd really recommend looking into prenatal, gentle, things like that. And if you're not pregnant, not prenatal, but I really like a good, gentle chiropractor. And we actually have everybody in the back of the car now, including Rue. She is in her crate as we're driving to the chiropractor, and then she's going to hang out with everybody in the car while they all wait for me. Everybody say hi!
Hi! I'm wearing a glove.
Parker's wearing a glove. Luke is right. You want to say hi? I don't know if you could see everybody, but I hope you could. I don't know. It's like an abyss back there, but they are all back there. And I'm really proud of Rue. She definitely is a puppy and she's got so much like puppy energy. There are some things that she has just like mastered and nailed, and it's really cool. One of those things is that she's really good in a car. We've been really lucky in the fact that she doesn't have car sickness, because that's really common with puppies, and we were anticipating that being something that would go on with her. But she doesn't get any car sickness, and so far she just loves being in the car. As much as Luke was just squealing. He loves the car too.
Seriously, you're like one of Rue's favorite things. Like she just wants to run into the car. That's all she wants to do.
Yeah, and what's really neat about it is that because we're training her for potential service, like we don't know if it'll be possible, that's years down the line, but we're trying to be intentional about it so that it would be possible down the line. One of the things that we've been doing with her is trying her in different car scenarios throughout our cars. We've tried her in the front, tucked underneath the airbag, because airbags are really dangerous for dogs, but the way guide dogs and certain dogs are trained is to be tucked under. I think the reason they're trained that way is to potentially be able to use public transportation where somebody else is driving you. I think that's the main reason, but like my friend Katie, who works for Guide Dogs America, which is a totally different, its own level of thing than a service dog the way we're training, they all start by training in the front underneath the, what's it called? Why did I keep forgetting? The airbag. So they try to make sure that the dog can't get hit by the airbag, because that's really dangerous, but they also need to enable the dog to guide a person who's visually impaired. So that's one of the way they're trained, and we've made sure Rue's able to do that and able to do crate, and everything that she's tried in the car she does really, really well at. So we're just like very grateful for that. And right now she's crate, and then she'll be hanging out because everybody's gonna be hanging out just waiting for me while I'm up in the office, and then maybe we'll try another position, I don't know, but she's really good. She's a good little puppy.
I love it. I'm reading this book about bugs.
So, Duncan really wanted a chance to talk, so that was him talking. I'm reading a book right now, Keeper of the Lost Cities, the second one. I finished this last one, no, not the last one, the first one a little bit ago, like a week ago. And I'm working on this one, and it's really good. I got a new journal, and I drew a picture on it.
I want another turn.
My neck is very long.
I want another.
Done anything in the inside. It's just empty pages so far. Right now we're just waiting in the car, and it's pretty fun actually because I've got this and I got my book, and oh, Duncan wants to vlog. Okay, Duncan's vlogging.
My sister Bailey, she's gonna read them to you. She's already read only one. Yeah, I just read one. Just forget about it. And
Hi, sit. Yes, good girl, good girl. Did we find some grass? Did we find some grass to sit in? What a good girl.
We found a little patch of grass outside the chiropractor. So Ru and I are hanging out right next to the car. The kids are right there in the car. They're listening to Broadway show tunes. She did poop, and I did pick it up because I'm a responsible dog owner. Right, Ru? Oh boy, oh boy. Remember how I was saying the kids were listening to show tunes in the van?
we are.
I guess
We're voting on them.
You're-
We keep on chanting which one we want to pop up.
Okay, I finished at the chiropractor. Oh, I feel a lot better now. I know it's not gonna last for too long because my relaxin hormones are going off, but it's nice to feel good for like an hour or two. And we had some really good talks. He told me that he can feel how like loose my pelvis feels right now, and he's like, oh yeah, you're ready. So, you know, we both concluded that I'm gonna feel a lot better in a couple of weeks, and that's gonna be the solution to a lot of my current aches and pains. There just is no other way around it. Having the baby will help a lot, and it looks like that's getting closer. It's exciting.
That's my excited face.
That's your excited face. We have yet to pack a hospital bag. Oh my good! I just remembered how hard it is for me to say hospital bag. I just had this total flashback to the last pregnancy where I couldn't say hospital bag. And it just happened to me again. I don't know why. I don't know. It always surprises me because I think it's just gonna like flow right out. But then I try to say it and it's like boo 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 boo. So anyway, we have yet to pack our hospital bag, and we need to do that. And I feel like once that's done, and we like to bring our baby swing out and set that up, so that needs to be done. But I feel like after those two things are done, we are really like trying to make sure there's anything else. We're really prepared. There's always more that can be done. We can always get the house more clean. We can always do more organizing. But like those two things, particularly the hospital bag, are like the essentials. What do you think? Can we do that in the next day or two, Christopher?
It's you know, this could happen. We could do it.
We could do it.
Even if the baby came before that,
We'd figure it out.
We'd figure it out.
Okay, today we are getting things done from bed, but that's fine. Look at the setup, it's such a mess. You can kind of see it. Food. Duncan made these really good like oat cake cookie things in an out school class the other day, so he's very proud of them. He did a great job. And all this mess is homeschool stuff. I know it's like August 2nd, but I'm getting like a head start on homeschooling with the kids. This is kind of how we've always operated. We have never taken like a giant summer break. We don't necessarily stop on weekends. We homeschool all year round, but on like a flexible, loose schedule. So that's how we've accommodated for like when we've traveled in the past and things like that. And right now we're getting ready to welcome a new baby to the family, and I'm anticipating that, hey sir, you excited about baby?
Yeah.
Well, I'm anticipating that right around the time when a lot of other people will be starting school, we'll be having to take a little time off. I'm getting started with this year's curriculum right now, especially since at the beginning, like, and this is true for anybody, like however your schooling is, but you have this sort of like adapting adjustment period where you're kind of like getting into routines and stuff with things. So I have been working with Bailey pretty intensively this past week, working on getting her into like good routines and habits, and mostly just with Bailey. Parker and Jacob have their school supplies coming next week, and I'm hoping to get Bailey really set up right now. She's going into, I think, 8th grade, like 8th grade. Like saying it is weird. Like I know it's 8th grade actually. I just like can't even say it because it's so weird, but it's awesome. But it does have a lot more work. So we're getting used to that right now, and I'm hoping to like enable her so that when we do like get either like past the home from the hospital at the very least part of baby time, like she's kind of already in her own routine and able to kind of move forward with a little less assistance. So that's one goal. And then after we get set up with that, we'll be doing the same thing with the boys, hopefully next week if I haven't had the baby yet.
Mom got me this one curriculum at first that I almost finished all of my language arts on. And
yeah, I think it was more of like a summer workbook than it was like a very, very full curriculum. So that's why I wanted, we're doing more.
But I pretty much finished it. It's like 700 pages.
Yeah, Jacob's been Zooming with some schoolwork on his own, but hopefully that just makes him even more ready to do his big, what are you in? Are you in 6th grade? So yeah, this is what Jacob's been working on right now. And that's 6th grade, and
Yeah.
you know, it's summer. So he's been working on that, and then him and Parker get a more complete package coming next week that we'll be hopefully starting on unless baby comes. And in that case, we'll work with it. That's kind of been my strategy for going into homeschooling and also having a baby around the same time. We'll see how it works. And then I actually bought a book that looks like Jacob's for Duncan, and it's 1st grade, which Duncan's 4, so he's not even in kindergarten yet. But I know Duncan, and this isn't for me, like this isn't an expectation that I have on him, but Duncan really likes to learn and do work and like jump in with what the big kids are doing. So I knew he'd want to have that. So I got that for him for now, just to give him something to do. And we've been hanging out up in the bed doing that. I also, hopefully, I think, did my last big like baby stuff order. So hopefully, I think in a few days we will have a lot of packages coming in the mail, and we will be officially totally equipped for baby stuff wise. And I was thinking that Christopher and I would do like a little haul for you guys and show you like the clothes that he has, which a lot are hand-me-downs, but kind of like clothes, and I'll show you his teeny tiny little diapers. And then hopefully also we'll pack the hospital bag. I cannot say it. We'll pack the hospital bag before we actually need to go to the hospital. So we can't do it today because I did do a final order, and I'm gonna wait until all that stuff comes, which hopefully isn't a total mistake. But that's the current plan. And we are getting stuff really well done today. Bailey's really liking her schoolwork so far. Like, she's so happy about it. She's having lunch right now, but when she comes up, if she wants to, I'll have her talk about it because she's like really excited about this year's work. Hey, I was just talking about you.
Hello. I was just doing a science experiment. It's still happening, but it's done for now.
How was the science experiment?
It was really fun. I really love this curriculum. It's really fun. I think my favorite part is the history lab book. I can show you what I got done so far. It's not much because I just started, but
So World History Lab book.
this is the front. This is the 3 great unifiers of Japan, and then it has information about them on the inside. And then if I unfold this, I have these like postcards that were written by famous people.
Very cool.
And then in here, hold on, let me close the mailbox. In here I have a pocket that's supposed to eventually be filled up with stuff. And then everything on here, this side, over here, over here, here, and
Still going.
here,
It's going
and
to-
here. They're all gonna be filled up with things. And see, I have a whole bunch of stuff in there.
Yeah, so
So lap books were a new thing to me when we started homeschooling. So I don't know if anybody's doing them nowadays in like public school or private schools, but they're so cool and so much fun. Usually if you're doing them at home, this is a kit, but you can actually make your own out of manila folders, and there's just like a way to fold them. There are like so many different lap book things online, but you can also just make your own concept, and it's just a fun way to present things on a topic. So it's kind of like when you do like a science fair board, like it's kind of like that, and then you can do all kinds of fun little ways of showing information
And
on the lap book. I don't know.
I'm also reading a really good book called A Murder for Her Majesty. It's a really good book so far. I'm on chapter 5 right now. I wish I could read ahead, but I can't.
School.
I really love my school. I want to go ahead with literally everything, but I can't. So, I did actually go ahead with my lap book.
Yeah, she did. She snuck that on me yesterday and like started working way ahead.
Like months ahead.
Yeah, and like, yes, she put in all the postcards and she wasn't supposed to have read them yet. And the only reason for that is that we're supposed to talk and like discuss the concepts. And same thing with the reading, like. And that's part of what I want to get into our routines with, because I want to let Bailey go ahead and like read all she wants of her books, but we also need to make sure we're incorporating the discussion topics, and like if there's something she needs to write on that chapter, like we need to make sure to do that. And she just wants to sit there and like read the whole thing. So
it's really hard for me, okay? I'm really enjoying these books I'm reading. I'm reading The King's Fifth and A Murder for Her Majesty, and I'm really enjoying them. And I just want to read the whole thing.
Yes.
This doesn't work for me, reading like literally one chapter a day.
Yeah, I know, it's hard.
Normally, I would have finished these books in 10 minutes.
I know, you would have. But we're trying to like, we're looking at the vocabulary in all of the chapters and like really learning all we can about like the history within the chapters.
I normally can piece together what the vocabulary means because of the whatever else is in the, it is like kind of explaining it, what other words are explaining the things. Then I can get the vocabulary. I learned like a bajillion words from reading Harry Potter when I was 8 years old. I feel like I can just read through it and answer all the questions at the end.
Yeah, so I mean, maybe we'll try that on one of the books. I don't know, this is what I'm saying.
Oh
We're
yeah,
both
I
getting used
have
to it.
drawers of books.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to write a paper on the King's Fifth sometime soon, and it took me a while to figure out which character to write it on, but I think because they're all such interesting characters, I really wanted to write it on the main character, but then I was like, that's too easy. So I'm gonna do Mendoza.
So I feel like if you're unfamiliar with the concept of homeschooling, I hope the main takeaway here is not that like I stop Bailey from reading and learning, because that really isn't the goal. The goal is to let her go at her own pace, but we're just figuring it out. And again, like this is the first week, so we're trying to make sure we follow the curriculum as best we
One
can.
thing that was really sad was I really wanted to read all the poems in here, but we're only reading one at a time.
I know, mommy's so rude.
I've only read one so far, and I've been doing this for 3 days. Oh, and I have drawers and drawers and drawers and drawers of books and that I really just want to read, and I could read them all in like 2 days and figure it all out, but I have to stop every day after reading 1 or 2 chapters.
Yes, so there's our homeschooling struggle. But I think we'll get into a good routine with it, Bailey.
See, I'm on chapter 7 and I've been reading it for 3 days and I'm still on chapter 7.
It's absurd.
I'm on
And Mommy has to, I have to
five.
put things that say stop.
I know, it says stop. And like, I want to read all of this,
Yeah.
but it's like, this much, I've read this much in 3 days. This much.
I'm sorry, I'm slowing you down.
I really like reading articles too, because I like learning about what's going on in the world, and I have some pretty big opinions about stuff. So I also really like the timeline, but I've only put 1 sticker on it so far.
I'm sorry, we're only a few days in, Bailey.
I know we're only a few days in,
She's
but I
very
wanna do
frustrated we
more.
haven't finished all of 8th grade yet. But yes, one thing about articles Bailey was saying is that she's studying 3 current events a week right now. So it's supposed to be 1 relatively local or national event and then 2 international articles, and get to a point where we can have a discussion on them, which she loves.
I think it's kind of funny because I've already read all 3 of them already.
Yeah, you're done. You finished that one.
Yeah, I've actually read like 4. So.
Okay. Yeah.
And then also, I'm way ahead on Story of the World too. And I'm only, like, look at how little that is.
I know.
And
Sorry.
that's ahead.
Yeah, I know. It's painful.
Why? I could finish these in 3 minutes.
Okay, so we'll see. When I have the baby, maybe I'll let Bailey kind of take off on all this work. If you get in the habit, if you know when you have to stop yourself and take a minute to reflect and learn the vocabulary and stuff, then you can keep going and read more, okay?
Well, I read the vocabulary. I've been reading the vocabulary before, and that's pretty helpful because before it was like, I read it to you and then you stop me.
Yeah.
And then I read it to you and then you stop me and I'm like, can I please just keep reading?
Well, that was day 1. That was us figuring it out, and then we switched from there. We accommodated.
Yeah, but I want to read more and do more of this because it's really fun, but we have to do other subjects.
Yeah, math, right? Science.
I love math.
I know, but in order to do it all in one day, we have to stop. We can't just, anyway.
I don't want to
just so
stop.
it's
They're all good. I love them all.
Okay. All right. So yes, we are homeschooling right now and getting into the swing of things. And I'm glad you got a picture of Bailey's school life. And this is why a lot of the times in our vlog, she's not around because she just wants to do all of this, right?
Oh yeah. Sorry about that. I do have a lot to say. It's just, I'm kind of busy. I really want to do a live stream soon, though.
Yeah, I know. She's been talking about that a lot. But we'll see.
In my
I don't
opinion,
know.
that's even more amazing than vlogging because I can actually talk to you guys because I can see what you're writing as you're writing it instead of like 3 days after you've written it. I would be like, okay, I want to read that one. But when you're on a live stream, everyone there, I have a chance to read what they're saying instead of just like only seeing certain comments on a video, you know?
Very true. Very true. Live streams are a lot of fun. We have a lot of fun with those. I just haven't had the energy to do them since I got pregnant.
But I'm 13 now.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, tell us in the comments if I'm allowed to do Twitch on my own as a 13-year-old with really good mods.
Just so you know, my dad did a live stream the other day.
Oh yeah, Christopher's
What?
been doing some Instagram.
Without me?
I was there. I was there. I will say.
I'm gonna tell him that if he does that again, you know what? I'm
I got real quiet real fast. That was smart, Bailey.
not gonna finish that.
What a good kid. All right, I love you. Let's get a schooling, okay?
All right.
Bailey's having a little snack break, so I came outside, hang out with Rue a little bit. Christopher's been out playing guitar for her. And I figured I'd also do a little bump date. And you guys need to tell me if you think this baby has dropped. Because I don't usually have babies that drop. I think they usually go, this is gonna be a bunch of confusing pregnancy words, but like I think -5 station is the highest. And my babies will usually go to around -2, -3 station, which is still considered like floating above the pelvis until like my water breaks and they're like actively coming out. And then they go into like the 2, 3, and 5 station, which is like, hello, I'm here. Maybe it's negative. I don't know. They go to like the negative. Anyway, they end up coming out, is my point. I have been feeling for the last week so much pelvic pressure and like pelvic pain. That's not the SPD, pubic dysfunction. I forget what it stands for right now, but I've definitely had that before, and this is not it. And that's the thing that Colleen really struggled with in her last pregnancy. So I have had that, and that's like right in the middle of your like pubic bone, and it feels like it's shattered. This is much like lower, and it's like where, you know, baby comes out zone. So that's where I'm hurting. But I thought I would do a little bump thing for you, and you can tell me if you think the baby's dropped. I don't know. I've never had a baby drop, so I don't know. So basically, I can barely wear shirts anymore because my stomach always hangs out of it. And I have to wear a tank top underneath for sure. So I have that right now, but even so, I had to like pull it down just for you guys, because otherwise I'm like letting my tummy hang out. This is what I look like. I don't know. Even look in the viewfinder right now, I don't know if it looks droppy. I don't know what that looks like though. I honestly, like, it's not something I'm familiar with in my life, but if you're a drop expert, look, is my stomach it's trying to creep out again. That's what it always does. This is what I look like. 37 weeks tomorrow, so I'm 36 and 6 today. I had Luke 1 week and 1 day from today, and I had Parker 3 weeks and 4 days from today. So that's the range that we're looking in, I think. But I feel like a little earlier, but I can't even comprehend that. I can't comprehend the idea of earlier, but at the same time, I'm like, this baby's coming out soon, I feel it. But then I'm like, wait, what? So I don't know, that's going through my head literally every minute of every day and during the nights.
Hi, let's talk about what we learned today. We learned that this is my excited face. We learned that it's disappointing to not be able to finish the 8th grade in 3 days. And finally, we learned that Bailey knows when to not finish a sentence. Just a little heads up, tomorrow we're going to the doctor. Should be pretty fun. I hope to see you there. Not at the doctor's, but at the next video. Thanks a lot for watching, and we'll see you next time.